Ready for the grand final of the MaelStorm Masters starts right now, and let's take a look for the sides. DMS will be on the left, and on the right side will be Sapphire team for the Bob Endurers. Oh, my head was just out of my ear somehow. Alright, about the lanes and the persons on the characters. Psycho will play on the Yamato. Play with me will take care of Warden. Hypix will stick to the Ivy, and Vindicta for Prestisol on the Abrams, and Wolfie on the Lash. Lystic will be on the Great Talon. That's the first change. And the Sharik will be on the Viscous Obicon for the Kelvin Zogi for the 7. Dynamo on the Lady Geist, and mikaels will play on the Mirage from that moment. 7 against the Yamato on the off lane on the left side of the map. Double lane for Viscous with the Kelvin against the Warden and Vindicta, especially Ivy and Abrams together against Mirage and Great Talon, and Lash versus Lady Geist on the right of lane. So let's focus up. In terms of the lanes on the mid side, I would go with a bet on the buff enjoyers, please, because Viscous with Kelvin, they will reach that goal and taking down Warden. And as far as I remember, the same was happening for the entire day against the play with me. He was under the full focus since the start of the game day, and Subhumus was started there first, and now Bavijors probably will do the same to knock down play with me as much as they can. A good dodge of this pick off by Zogi, and the first rack will go to the Psycho by the Dynamo side, but the first blood was on the Bob Enjoyers team, and the Kelvin will trade Psycho just in a moment. A lot of chaos is coming around the map, too much ganks is happening here, and Vindicta jumping on top of this ladder. Maybe there was a chance to make a huge damage onto Viscous and force him to lead the way. And Geist will leave the side because there is not that huge option to stay against the Lash, and especially when Abrams trying to follow up him there with the good potential of the gank. But it's nice to see that Yamato is able to stomp 7 on the offlane just one by one, and Warden is cooking something about the gank on the Mirage on top of the bridge, but it's a bit far away, and that's why Kelvin decided to step back into his own lane and farm a bit more core items to start their own dominance. Kelvin still playing hide and seek with Yamato with the offlane of a 7 side, and about the main point of play for Kelvin of Viscous. Warden with Vindicta. They're not even trying to push that much, but sometimes they used to be to do that. Is it best of 3? Yeah, absolutely. Best 3 series as is grand final stage already, and we have nothing else. Maybe best of 5 will be a banger in terms of the lineup that we have for the final lystic. This skill point, he means everything and thinks that he's unstoppable. That's why that kill was reached down, and Great Talon back to the meta. I was watching a lot of visual games for the past time, and I would say Great Talon, not that regular cast of games, and not in that such a good impactful shape, but the damage laning and everything about Vindicta also traded and produced by Sharik on the Viscous with Kelvin in such good terms. That pick off. So what's happening here? On the side lane for the Yamato, not a single early core item is happening. A bit more spirit power on the Viscous. from the Bavenjour's side, and the entire artifacts is going for the spirit power on the lystic. Great Talon. That's a huge. That's pretty interesting to see. Wait, why is it was a 4 bans? Because the format of the event provide you 2 bans over the draft per each team. So I think it's a more interesting format to interact with instead of 1 ban per each team for the map, but you know. Draft looks equally but good, but I slightly before buff endurers because they are cooking. Now they are actually cooking, and I would agree with you, but let's wait, because in late game potential, DMS, from my perspective, looks way stronger. Maybe if Bavenger is not gonna let them reach something positive by the core items and everything in that way. Maybe down Bavengers will finish out the game pretty clean, but for now, the future is uncertain, and you cannot say something for sure. And Yamato trying to make the best destroy of this tower right in front of a 7-minute on the timer. Whiskers should play a bit faster since Kelvin was ganking in the left side lane. He was spotted here, but jumping on top of that side, and that's something interesting is happening to the right side lane. But Hawk will knock down Prestis on the Vindicta, and they see the target and don't see the upscale. Who were the bans? Paradox. Let me check. Paradox pocket from the DMS side and Wraith, and then Infernus from the Bavenger side. Though. Is there anything about core stuff? Oh, what a pick for the Yamato! Yamakasi on fire by Psycho, but 7 was ready for that, and that was the plan B to escape from that solo duel. In that case, a frozen shelter will work out pretty well and doesn't let Abrams leave that battleground. Look how much damage they turn into that battle fight, and Abicum will nail the frag against the Sav on the Abrams, and Whiskers could continue that strive over the lane, but Psycho and Play With Me will try to reach that kill as well. 50 HP left, and Sharik finally will get out of that play. Bloody Geist with Mirage still farming their right side lane with the comfort. Meanwhile, the rest of the team keep fighting for the mid lanes, and 7 trying to not forget about the natural creeps besides the left side corner. And what's happening to Abrams, why he was there alone that deep, and the huge run up for the comeback and making that power up play on the kill, and Hulk by the great Talon on lystic. Not gonna hit anyone else. Or wait, that was a bit last damage by the tower on Lash, but it hit target anyways. And Kelvin in the trouble. Shelter is not ready yet. 300 HP, and Psycho keep going by the tower, and he will knock down again this Kelvin, this huge support player. Transform guarantee him that much vitality, and this health bar never goes to the lower state. What about AP difference? Only 3 of that. Net force kind of the same in terms of the kill. It does means that much Oh, what the interesting stuff was happening around that green Arun bridge, but everyone left the way. Are we gonna bring a positive vibe onto the game for the 7 on the left side of it again? He was interacted with that much ganking stuff towards the mid, but Yamato will slaughter them all, but 300 HP, the last bomb not gonna bring the kill, and that's why Mirage has a chance to reflect that kill into the Yamato immediately. Lash was looking for the control lane against the Lady Geist and the huge power of this first stun, but not enough to get a kill at 200 HP. Ulti is in charge, but you cannot heal that much. But healing right, an ultimate to the tower, and a beautiful kill against the Lady Geist in that proper fight. Interesting dash onto Viscous by Abrams. Since there was no more tower, Viscous have to leave the way, and we are missing the Lash after this ultimate usage on the right side lane. Play With Me will be in control of the mikaels kill and IVP4, and Apex taking down lystic by the Great Talon. And Kelvin also with 1 HP left, and the beautiful transformation will be used on again to stay alive. No way, DMS, they're cooking so much. That's the astonishing gameplay from their side. Makes me so confident with their game plan over the first map. Yamato is winning in the lane. It's quite debatable sentence, to be honest. Because even today we've been watching for a game when Yamato was not integrated that good into the game. Even more, she lost the lane because of a lot of ganks into your bot. This is what it is. It depends on the game plan and which opponents we are watching for our the series. So another tower is going to down, and Play With Me immediately leaving the left side of the mid, and another jump into the 7 to knock down Zaki on the 7, but Sav was that greedy to pick up that contact and initiate that fight alone. I think he was suggested about any kind of support by Vindicta, but there was not that proper angle to charge ulti and find a kill together. Play With Me, recharge the cage onto the Lady Geist, and Kelvin put that shelter with a froze, but still last HP left, and what a beautiful headshot happened by Lystic, and the Hawk also being used to Apex to find that Apex kill Lystic, doing that much himself, and Abrams should knock down him finally, but that was a beautiful series, a beautiful wave of kills by the Lystic on the Great Talon. Is Bob and George visually better than Pajula, or was there a table ping advantage in your guys' opinion? I think it was just about roster changes of Pajula Scumbria, because they were dominating over the 3 maps in the early game states, but the first map, Buff and George just stick together right in time and roll back every single mistake from their side. On the second map, they've been deleted from the map by the huge overconfidence and individual performance by Pajula Scumbria, and even more before the second map was started, they won the draft against the Buffingers, who was playing. They were playing on not a single main of their rules, so that's why they were washed up on the second map and the third map. The same happened about the draft. Pajula Scumbria won the draft in an absolutely unstoppable turn, but around the game, Buff and Jors just counterplay them so much, and the overconfidence played against Specialized Cumbria tonight. I was trying to get some of them into interview after the game, but they rejected, so we couldn't know, we will never know what happened to them over the last 2 maps. Alright, over that game, I have to focus up on the reality of this grand final, since mikaels and play with me, making some trades of the towers to the players, but Lash, this jogging session is still happening for him. He's jumping around the entire map, and meantime the Walker on the right side lane is being destroyed by DMS. So that was interesting usage of the utils. Oh, Yamato without the ulti. I don't think Psycho was expecting that much damage, burst fire damage onto him, and that's why he was out of that play, but there was a decent bait for the entire team to pick up another kills, and lystic trying to jump over this zip lines, but it doesn't work for him, and Sharik on the Viscous was eliminated a bit earlier. Not worth 6k difference. Arn will be picked up by the DMAS, and they are starting to use their passion, their playstyle as they used to be. And even more, they're stealing the rune, they're stealing the Arn, they're stealing the mid boss. Everything is under control for the DMAS over the first map. They are cooking. A lot of spiritual damage and vitality items for the Yamato. Warden is ready to find a single target and knock that down immediately. Knockdown for the Ivy and barriers are coming. Also Vindicta with a huge amount of vitality items and spirit power. Abrams with the hours and melee charge. And Lash with the siphon bullets also will be that necessary over the fight with a long time of staying alive. Lystic buying the Switch of Power, trying to make some of build of spirit power on the Great Talon. Sharik is looking for duration extenders and tournament push on the Viscous. I don't think Abicon will be fine with that build, but what you have to do, the lowest net worth around the map. There is no other option. 7 is not ready to get into the fight. At least he's trying to be a second core of that game, despite the fact of his highest net worth around the map. Geist have a lot of spirit items and also looking for the physical damage. But at the same time, and mikaels is looking for the farm. He's not ready to fight yet. So, the retrospective about the items has been ended, and we need to focus up on a proper fight. And DMS starting to lead with the net force up to the 12k right now. Abrams trying to make some pressure on, and he will spot 2 more enemies above their bridge close to the natural crypts of this walker. And someone jump in, what a beautiful stun, and the frozen shelter will save them all, but another ulti is happening there, but there is a 7 is needed here, and Viscous is doing the wrecking ball onto the 2 enemies, but Ivy was saving the guy on the back, and look how the demons are going to get out of the air. There was a save for the 7 after the utility usage, and ultimate as well, but that was not enough to reach a single kill against the DMS over that fight. And what's happening to Abrams? 1 HP left after all. And DMS, they are unstoppable. They're not missing a single person, a single character over this huge gunfight above a Walker on the left side lane. That was a beautiful stuff. DMS macro is always good. Yeah, that's the right definition of DMS nowadays. Their macros. I think over that game, during that game, they're also showing us one of the best individual performance. Wow, the birds are coming for the Kelvin. He's staying right on top of this path. Nice path. But too much separated players besides the map, and alongside Kelvin, only 3 more players, and now Great Talon and Talon with Whiskers trying to join up that group of the right side lane the mid area. Vindicta cooking some sleep. They stop the enemies by the long range shots, and Arnold will be still again. Abrams is going to use that as advantage because 22k's net worth as advantage for the 21 minute on the timer will not be bad.
Let's go yellow.
So grouping up for the deploy of this Arn, another gunfight should be produced by DMS to do that, to make it real. And Psycho just jumping into the fight, and Transform being used already, but look how much damage being dodged by the enemies, and another try of a Transform after refresh being used by the Psycho, and look how much time was targeting on this Yamato. The guys from the Avengers and the rest of the DMS team were walking on the flanking stuff and clearing the enemies from the back directly. That was a huge bait, and well played from the Yamato person, and Psycho really doing that Yamakasi mode himself. So, the throne is opened up. 25k advantage based on the net force, and DMS trying to regroup together. They need to outpush some of the lanes, and maybe they will turn those lanes into the attack, and afterwards they will try to finish up the game. But about the mid boss respawn, it will happen above 24 minutes, I guess so. What about the score of the game? It's just the first map of this grand final. Above DMS versus Avengers. Yeah, Piggy get kicked and Abicum did take his place. 7 still farming some neutral spot of crypts, but DMS using that time to make a lot of deep out pushes by the all lanes, and that's not gonna be the issue. And Kelvin jumping on top of the roof, and Buff and George starting to play by the defense position. Oh, that's gonna bring them not that much souls, not that much net worth. But if they will, somehow they will win a team fight, they will instantly back to the game, back to the business. You have to remember that. Why was Piggy got kicked? I have no clue, mate. You have to ask Mikaels on his own stream or any other player from the Avengers team on their own streams, because I know only rumors about it, but I can't say something for sure. And mid-boss fight was produced by DMS. They're forcing that, they're making that an initiative. Start of the party. Who's gonna take it? This Bavana, this frozen shelter will save the orb till the end, but look how more and more damage has come to this fight for the long time, and I think there was some kind of conflict of interest, probably. And fair enough fight, because there was a huge bait with Yamato, and the refresh of the transform makes sense to stay alive for Yamato for the long duration, and 30 seconds before the respawn the rest of the team. I think that's the end. Sunset PC dead, he's waiting for the new parts. Oh, alright. That's the real reason why then. But why do they say then that he's led the team or something like this. I don't know. Alright guys, DMS are starting to lead over the ground. Such a good domination of that MaelStorm Masters event, and DMS will be on the right side as I predicted by the Sapphire team. Amber team will be for the Bavengers. And I will ask you once again guys, are you ready for this finished the grand final? We're gonna move forward on to the third map over that series, and Bavengers have to make a revenge to do that. So let's wish best of luck to you guys on the stream. Enjoy the watching of that game, and best wishes to the both teams on the server. About the lanes and personalities, Lystic will join the second map with the Lash, Mirage for Sharik, Obicom on Ivy, Zorgi on the Vindicta, Dima on the Warden, and Mikaels will be as a Paradox. DMS, Psycho will play on Abrams, Apex will take care of Kelvin, play with me on Lady Geist. Ooh, interesting idea. And Sa will take care of Viscous, Prestis on the Great Talon, and Wolfie will be Pocket. And even more, Pocket will be on the solo lane as Abrams will do for DMS against Warden, and Pocket against Lash, and double lanes Viscous Kelvin against Paradox and Mirage, and Lady Geist with the Great Talon against Vindicta and Ivy. I'm excited to see that. Not gonna lie. And you don't understand how you can find the score of this best of 3 series on the screen. Just check out the top of the screen on left and right. You have team tags with the icons of the teams. Yeah, and under the icons and team tag you see this point. And that point means that the team get a win over the map. So you can determine who's the winner over that series for that moment, for right now. Second minute and not a single kill included. Everyone is waiting for the off pick so much, but mistakes should not be listed for that map, especially on the Bavenjoy side. They don't really want to deal with that. And somehow Lady Geist lane with a Great Talon just dominating Vindicta with Ivy. Wow. A couple damage by the tower in towards Lady Geist, but she's looks so fine with that. Warden forced Abrams to lead the way close to the tower, to more closer of the tower. And Pocket also on the half HP with the Lash, doing a proper fair fight between each other. Paradox is going that close. I think there could be a gank, but Paradox will be a bit late with that definition, but look how much damage these guys got after all. Great Talon with Lady Geist. They should take a little freeze of farming all creeps, and they will be okay only on that one. 130 HP left. Viscous so well nails the frack on the lystic on the off lane, and that's gonna be great stuff for DMAS again. The first blood acquired for the DMAS again, and they're looking forward, straight forward. But at the same time, Warden will be under attack. Great Talon is going to help Abrams to find that kill. But Warden, but the demuff clear was aware about it, and he just dodged that quite immediately. Lady Geist will be knocked down by Zergi with a Vindicta and Ivy support on the same side. Great Talon is going back into that spot, but ulti in charge for Great Talon this moment. Ooh, such a good damage onto the Vindicta with Ivy by the same time, and Paradox in trouble. Less than 200 HP left. Mirage will try to use that Tornado to stay alive, and wait HP for the Paradox. Oh, what the hell was that? But Sav also will be in trouble because Mirage will take care of him till the end. Divine Buy here, not gonna save Viscous, or wait, yeah, that's gonna be the double pick hold by the Lash from the front lane on the left side of the map. So Abrams also exploring that option to take off Bebop and picking up that kill alone. Pocket was trying to get a fight against the Lash 1 by 1, and Paradox is going to catch him up, but clock TP after this luggage usage, and Pocket will be okay. But what about Ivy and Vindicta lane this time? Great Talon, Great Talon, Great Talon. Will he use Hawkon to that? You have no cooldown of that anymore. And Abrams starting to be more aggro. Ultimate for Warden, and Abrams should leave the way. Oh, what a bait. A decent bait to dodge this Warden ultimate so easily. Oh, another beautiful blink by Pocket, but lystic read that thing as a book. And another pick off for the Paradox with the Vindicta or their own lane. Rastis on a Great Talon, not managed to get out of their sight. And Kelvin was not right in time there. And a beautiful swap with me trying to gank this Vindicta in that deep spot of right side of the mid lane. Mirage still farming alone close to the left area. Another epic for the Prastis against the Mikaels. He was alone there with a single support body Avi from the back. But as you can see, it's not enough to stay alive and keep him alive as well. Warden is under attack, but he's using his shield. Not that much damage to pick off behind the tower, and you have to close up that pressure. And Paradox charging up. You have a swap just in a second. It's gonna be needed. And wow, what a play by Psycho! Look how he just argument that fight and how much benefits he was using from the Abrams side. He did a beautiful movement thing, but a dash, dodging the skills and abilities by the enemy side team over the walls. That was a great play, but that wasn't enough to stay alive about the 3 enemies by the same time. Lash still trying to force. Oh, not anymore. He's not even trying. To force Viscous to do some kind of crazy things. What about the Orn? Orn will be there and the mid boss will be there in 2 minutes. We are only at the 8 timer of the game. And another tower has been destroyed. Abrams trying to catch all the moment to take down lystic there. And Lash eliminated. Another ulti usage, and mikaels also stepped down. But meantime, the tower is under attack, and Warden trying to charge up something else. Play with me is going to force him run out of there, and Mirage also trying to sneak back off that tower among the 3 enemies. Another powerful gank going straight to the Great Talon with the Abrams besides the mid area, but they all will be okay or not, because the Avengers will continue that dive, and that chase will not do anything positive for them. They managed to get Psycho on Abrams, but why there is no more help to trade them more and more? They get 2 more then. I was thinking that Abrams will stay alive till the end if someone will support him with that proper gunfight in front of this room, but nobody was in the right position. Only Litigates was somewhere above him, but it's not the right actor, not the right person to save Abrams by death. Let's take a look for the core builds. Is there any updates? I don't think so. Couple spirit and physical damage for the rest of the guys, but I think we have to wait a bit more. Turn 5 for the Abrams. More spiritual and vitality damage for Apex. Lady Geist also looking for the spirit. And Whiskey's charge melee and spirit as well. Physical damage on the Great Talon for Prestige, and Pocket still not have anything on unless Coldfront will interact with. Oh no, and he will be deleted there. TP out. And that's all. We are using a couple utils and Prestige take down. Become inside of a spawn. Gotcha. But Seth, turn into that long-time fight after all. Pocket was above him, but Pocket with a 400 HP left should not do anything with that anymore. The Arnis picked by the EMS, but will they able to deploy that from the right to the left? And Paradox is also trying to spot someone above the mid boss. And there will be a proper fight. There will be the real fight for the Arn on the left side of the map. What about Altis? All Altis in charge for the Avengers. Not the rest of that in charge for the DMS, but they will be right in time probably. Oh, the rough damage is coming for the Lash, and that's why he's been eliminated. But Demon also taking off play with me, trying to make more and more pressure over the back line of the Pocket, taking down Apex on Kelvin, also taking down Whiskas. Wolfie tipping away by the clock. On the side, oh, 1 HP, 1 HP for the Mirage, not gonna guarantee his life status. Paradox also was cooking the guy on the back lane of the side lanes. And that's gonna be the end of this fight. But Arno will be deployed. That's the main point. And little income of the Nat Force will try to save the situation for DMS because of that. I'm still trying to find few core items, but Coldfront with return fine items and everything like this, it's not the best way to play with, but I think it's enough. It's enough, very enough to play against Avengers this time. Superior stunning on the Great Talon with the shield. The wrecking ball is going on for the Viscous. He's leaving the Warden fight. 3-man core above the right side of the mid against the Paradox and Vindicta. And will Bavinger anticipate something like this, but a 3x2 pickoffs on the front lane of a DMS? You have to be accurate. Lady Geist is ready to do some chaos, but do we really waiting for the next turn before we're gonna take the first mid boss fight? Because for me it feels like mid boss fight is not able without any open frags before that action and before that execution. Otherwise your enemies will stick or will pay attention in towards Urn, and you will be chase the mid boss as much as you can. BO3 fight over the right side. Couple utils and debuffs are coming. Play with me on Geist hiding over that tree, and he will be under the bomb in the burst fire mode. He's trying to swap some HP with the enemies, but no, that's not real. And a good play by the Ivy. 2 more, and this Frost Shelter will save a lot. This Battleground is locked in for the DMAS. They're not able to get out of there. And look at this ulti by Abrams. That was precious. That was beautiful. That was unstoppable. That was delicious. For the Avengers, and they managed to get that much impact by this fight to reduce the whole advantage, and even more they're starting to lead, and now they have a time to take a mid boss control, but they reject that. Probably because a lot of guys are so far away from that side. It's not the right time to do that. Maybe a bit later. Mirage will use that teleport from the right to the left, and Arn is right here. I think that's gonna be another fight for the Arn. And only after that we're gonna see something closer to the mid boss. Oh, Pocket. You're doing this judging thing, you know, like juking with the TPs and baiting and forcing enemies to pay that much attention to him, but this time I don't think that he has an option to leave the way a lot of utils and stuff was used on him. So there was a TP on this right side of the mid.
The spirit urn is waiting to be
Ah.
claimed.
The Arn is still on the board, and nobody really have an idea how to steal that. Otherwise, there will be a good fight for the specific team, and another tower being down, but Arn being spotted and stealed by Saf on the Viscous. Mikaels trying to contest that, and he have a not that bad option to knock the burst damage by the burst damage on the Viscous, but oh, another trade on Mikaels on the Paradox, and another fire will be for the DMS guys. They are rolling back everything, and Arn also will be on their hands. But do they really want to go into the mid boss right here, right now? Because Play With Me is still pushing the Walker with a great Talon above him. Walker is down, but Play With Me will be also out of this game. And Orn still on the way. Kelvin still scared of that Orn deploying, but he does know about that nobody was capturing at this point of Orn deployment placement. And 3 more minutes and we're gonna turn into the late game stage. The second another close matchup. Both of these teams have their own vision, their own passion, how to work with the Deadlock and their lineups of persons. But still, you have to hard work a lot and more. And I think we could anticipate more than 30 minutes game over that second map probably. Because the tempo of the game in general now looks that fast, maybe a lot of fights usually happening in the some kind of timing or the phase of the game, but the mid game for now, before it's not gonna turn into the late game and the core items not gonna be listed for the single core on the board on the silver. Divine Skewer on the Viscous, wow, what a feature. Superior cooldowns and more risky rich stuff is happening there, but Great Talon was hiding inside of this secret room and another objective is down, but what's happening with the Great Talon? Does he have an option to make a sleep someone there? He's jumping around and trying to catch the Mirage. Mirage is on the low HP left and he is escaping from that fight. Oh, that was close, but Hawk is going. Hawk is going! Mirage, why are you running? Oh, 200 HP left on Sharik. Unfortunate, quite unfortunate for the Prestige on the Great Talon, but it is what it is. About the situation on the rest of the lines, in the balance body out pushes. Yeah, there is no more objectives, no more towers on the DMS side. Only tier 3 on the spawn, but I'm always forcing to say myself about what the DMS really needs to do another good fight. 6v6 and they will be okay. Oh, that was pretty rough to use. That ulti on a great Talon. This grandpa with the bow doesn't deserve that. But Prestis get down and Pocket also missing that fight in our meantime. In charge of the buff endurers team. And Viscous was going to the left side of the map. I can't say something for sure, but it seems to me that DMS were doing a miscall or something like this. Abrams was alone in that natural creep spot. And there was no more support for him, at least someone who can help him, but mid boss after that, because of that, you can say in that case whatever you want, but Pocket couple seconds earlier that it's used to be, but meantime split pushing is happening for Play With Me with a Southern Viscous, and me which is a 1 HP left. Viscous could bump him there, but for now Play With Me and Stop generally have to leave the side, but Play With Me, yeah, he will gone like this. Only South had an option to get over and get out of there. And Viscous also being that overconfident with the solo peak. Oh, it's hard momentum, guys. G-Mass close to lose this game, and that's gonna be the first time over the my stream of the DMS game. Then they gonna start good on the early game, but will miss a lot of things straight on the mid of the time of the game and close to the late game as well. But they lost only 2 shrines. I think it's still enough to take place over the game and make a proper comeback. Yeah, and huge stuff may happen. But about the net force, team of have a 30k on the Warden, 25k on the Mirage for Sharik, and lystic also trying to not be that far from them. Zorgi and Vindicta also 27k of a net force. And of course he trying to use a vitality items.
I'll hold them down.
But I think you have to focus up precise on the spirit power nearby future immediately. Life Striker for Psycho and Abrams, knockdown of Kelvin. More and more vitality items for the Lady Case for the Play With Me. By the debuff reducer and extra magazines and everything like that. Divine Skewer was happened to Viscous at 12 on 30 minutes. Since that moment, I don't see any adjustments, any additions, because Phantom Strike is also not a new thing for him. Spirit Armor on the Lady Geist. Oh, I don't hear it still. I was talking about the Wraith Talon. Sharpshooter, Frostine Emblem, Spirit Stamina. Yeah, there is no adjustments. Still only Pocket brings something new about the Ethereal Shift and the mystical ability, but Will Watcher also on him. $25 We are passed through the 25 minutes, and that's this game. It's not over. Still need to wait Still need to find a way how Avengers could finish that game. Or DMS will find the reply. Will take the whole responsibility of that game and come back for the win of this grand final. Another urn respawned. And the fight is going on, but ulti by the Warden, and he's not gonna find anyone here. No way Avengers will miss the timing of the play. They couldn't find anyone there, but Trustis is dying above the spawn. That's not that good idea, to be honest, but 5v6 and the demons are still able to get into that fight. But it's gonna be way harder. So the last patron is going down, and Throne for the win for the Avengers team. Maybe they should wait for the respawn of the mid boss. They will catch him, they take buff, and afterwards they should try to finish the game. Even if something will go wrong, they will insta revive and go after another push together. So it could help them a lot. Farming buffs and items above this boxes on top of the roofs, but splitting up by the 2 on the left side lane, 3 above the mid and single player above the right side of the lane, and Arn is going to be deployed. Ivy is going on, and they will contest. I mean, Avengers will contest that for sure. Ivy still beating Gaze that much, but what about the right side of this fight? Oh, there is everyone who's playing, jogging this hide and seek moment, and Sharik nails the kill. Onwards, Kelvin, Sharik eliminated. Means Apex eliminated, yeah. Now, lystic making another kill on Valky. Main core is down. The second semi-core also being cooked. And Geist is that close to being washed. Deal. Yeah, nobody will defend the throne, only 2v5. I don't see this win condition to defend the throne. And we're gonna move forward onto the third map of this grand final of the MaelStorm Masters event, guys. That's not over yet. And Avengers stick to the win, stick to the third map of this evening. So, congratulations for them. Game with their early time advantage. It's pretty hard to believe in that, yeah, to accept that, but in terms of their lineup, there was only one chance to win, to snowball straight from the start. And now we'll turn on the sounds, and we're gonna focus up on the game, guys. The last map of that event. And let's start the game. So, DMS, Psycho on Yamato, play with me on the Haze, Apex with the Kelvin, Saf on the Paradox, Prestis on Viscus, and Wolfie will be within Infernus. Lash for lystic, Sharik on Mirage, Zargi will play on the 7, Abicon will take place on the Ivy, Dynamo will play on Warden, and mikaels will be on the later Geist on the solo lane, by the way, against the Infernus. Yamato will play solo lane against the Lash on the left side of the map. Samuel will play with the Ivy on the dual lane against the Viscus and the Haze, and Paradox with the Kelvin on the same line against the Warden and Mirage. So for the both lanes perspective, I was a bit wrong. Thanks for putting on this event. Thank you guys for the support the event, and I hope tournament organizer will show you something more interesting about the upcoming event as well. So stay tuned, just follow up the Project 8 socials, and you will find something more interesting in the nearby future. Oh, what a rough fight with the Paradox and Warden above there. The first blood will stick to the Bob Enjoyers, and the first part of the snowball begins on their side. Yamato is also trying to get a proper fight against the Lash, but the tower damage is too high for the Yamato on this early gaming stage. We're gonna take another deep breath before any kind of action could happen there, because Haze with Whiskers, they might do a huge amount of damage. They are damage dealers, surely, but what about potential frag right here? Ooh, that was sick, and Omicron is going to the close, to the edge of a death, but oh no, I was just misclicked by the mouse, and that's why I missed the finishing of that action, but it does not bring a kill anyways. And Whiskers left down to the metro using this pole to stun the enemies, but Dergi was doing that outplay, and also for the play with me he was trading Whiskers, but both of them are gone from that lane together. But Wolfie will miss a gunfight against the mikaels on the Lady Geist by the 1-by-1 fight. Interesting. I was excited for that. I think Lady Geist has no chance to pick off like that against the Infernus especially. But maybe something risky up in there by the Infernus, and he doesn't expect this answer, and that's why he's gone from the lane. But what a beautiful bomb, and the powerful start over that interaction with an enemy side team, and smoke bomb for the play with me on Haze, and he doesn't spot the frag, and Paradox should be under attack by the Ivy rotation, but Ivy was going to gank Haze against that. Mirage still hiding behind this pillar. 7 trying to buy out some artifacts. And we are past through the 4 minutes. About the net force 3k difference for the buff endure side this moment. And a good momentum to pick off by the bubble and stun afterwards. But 7 missing the accuracy of that spells. And another try to get out of the pick off on the front lane of the right side of the mid for 7. The Paradox finished by the death for the Paradox, unfortunately. So another try of the gang, this time on the Lash, and Yamato making the burst fire damage, and Haze is going. Is it a real situation when we are watching the DMS starting to make an initiative push and gank for the front lane, but every time the main holder of the side starting to make a high pressure on a bit earlier, as it should be. Five minutes. And we are still with this 5-1 by the frags. Core items are not spotted yet. Everyone playing dead passive and dead concentrated. Take as much as they can from the early game state, and a lot of damage happened to the Lash. Mikaels did add that solo lane against the Infernus, and that's the proper path how it should goes out by the Infernus. I still have no ideas how he did die against the Lady Geist on the early game, but it is what it is. Warden with Ivy trying to settle up another gang camp against the Haze. The Haze will be caged a bit. But ulti usage and Warden has no chance to leave it out. And Ivy just left him alone there. Mirage is going to farm some neutral creeps above the mid lane, and another good opportunity for Haze to make a gank. And Ivy, even more Ivy started to make this pressure on towards Viscous, but it was a bit awkward. And 7. Also not gonna charge into the dead gunfight to try to get a fair trade. Kelvin with Haze staying that good on this tower lane, but meantime Lash was taking Yamato on the solo lane, and another trade for the sub with the Paradox, and they are able to knock down Mirage as well. They need to tank this tower damage firstly, but sub will take down Shavik instead on the Mirage, and the Haze will try to support another lane on the mid side, and that's gonna be a huge power up pick onto 7. But what a beautiful ultimate by 7, and anyways he will turn to die. Psycho with the Yamakasi mod against looks so unstoppable, and Yamato show another difference between two of these characters. And Lash also now realized that something could happen with him after that large comeback to the gank over the mid, but Haze maybe play with me doesn't count. The win condition, the chance of a dab right here, and look how Yamato was trying to dodge the rest of the utils, which was sent into him, but a lot of stuff is happening around the map, too much chaos, everyone looking for the fight. And only 1 minute before the mid game will be started. First R, first mid boss. X is coming for the Haze with the fleet foot. Barrier on the Kelvin, couple sprint and spirit power items for Savon Paradox, kinetic dash for the Prestige on the Viscous, and another extender of the duration and decay for the Wolfie on the Infernus. Ooh, that was a beautiful timing to switch off into the lystic. He's buying core items but spirit power and physical damage instead, but you know, 7 with the barrier, but not that much power by the power-ups of a spirit power or a physical damage. And we are missing a Wolfie. I was thinking about the builds. A bit more time before the switch up into that side. I'll become also looking for the vitality items, not about the damage, slowing hacks and DK for the Warden with an extra magazine on Dynamo by Warden, and nothing about the damage for Ledigist on this time.
Mid-boss has arrived.
Bro, that was not my requirement to hide the match ID of the game. I didn't know why you're using that much caps lock, but no. I couldn't help with that to you anyways. The rules are the rules, and Wolfie will out of the play again. He was respawned like 10 seconds ago, and again go to the spawn immediately. Quite sad to see that, but that's the reality. 10k advantage, but in net force up trying to reduce that with a play with me together with the double gank on the side lane on the right side of the map. Ivy making a huge play against the Viscous on the top of the roofs, but Warden was returned. Some money will be for the DMS this time, and airdrop is going on there, and Ivy misspelled a lot, but doesn't reach that kill against the Viscous instead. Warden still hiding over the front lane, and he will try to catch up Haze, but a play with me, ballistic also down with the Demon on that lane, and mikaels with the Lady Geist and Mirror trying to find Haze in front of the church area, but Apex was the more comfortable target to claim a kill. And I was still precise to farm some creeps because there is no more responsibilities for him for that moment. And the first one being finished by PMS, but what about the mid-boss fight? A lot of lanes are not in a good condition for the both sides, but you have to decide, will you lose the tower or you're gonna take a mid-boss fight instead?
No one will be able to harm me.
And 13 minutes is coming. And I think, and I assume someone has to buy a first core item already. Haze is looking into that. A lot of burst fire and quick EMS side. Because if they're gonna switch into the early, into the late game, yeah, they will be way powerful, but it depends on the net force of the 7 actually, because if they're gonna focus him so hard, he will be in trouble. But that happened to play with me over the mid. About the 4 plays used to get that kill against him. Infernus trying to get a flank against Warden. Just running up. Dynamo has to be accurate because Yamato right is above there. And Dynamo is down, and maybe Yamato was quite unnecessary to use this ulti, but it is what it is. It's happened already and we couldn't do anything with that. Oh, what the Infernus ulti. And Zargi on a 7 is also killed by the DMS squad, and they're making good return with that double kill. Show his items, please. There you go. And there you go. Classic build of Haze. Maybe we are waiting for the ricochet or the Tesla bullets from a play with me next time, but it's too much by the income, by the price. Oh, the gank composition is going on there, and Ivy flanking from the left of the mid, but DMAS, they reject that play, and Ivy will be in such a good position to cut down this escape way of a DMAS, but still not enough to get a single kill together. And another Arn being spotted. Dynamo stuck inside of that room alone. Ultimate being used again. And Yamato spent that much utilities for the single target, but anyways, with that advantage, the tower destroyed. The lystic also trade the Prestige onto himself. And it's time about to get a mid-fight boss, guys. Ivy without LT, but now he will be in charge of that. And that's why the decision making was about to take Orn and going to deploy that.
Geist is on the bridge.
While they're running with an Orn, Yamato just finds something, finding more buffs all the way around.
I see the enemy.
And that's gonna be one of the most important fights for the second map. Because the winner of that fight will take Arn and probably will take a mid boss later. So Arn is on spot and another kill on the list, but paid by the trade. Another walk has been taken down, but the trades on the side and transformed by Yamato. Psycho is alone there, that side. And another fight is happening above the market. Ivy with the rest of the team trying to catch off Apex on Kelvin. He's also running down there. And Viscous with the Yamato still fighting over there. Yamato with the 1 HP left. Psycho Yamakasi mod. Not gonna happen. Ivy nails him there. Too much overplay sometimes. Everyone trying to split up the enemy side team and you're not able to follow up the team play in that case. But oh, look, there is no ulti, but Rivnainter and the good stun and Play With Me will steal the buff from the mid side boss, but Zogi and Demo take down South and Play With Me instead. Was it a good point to do something like this? Because you'll be respawned just in a moment, surely, but is that mid boss cause that much of a death of your main core and the secondary support? That's a good question. So another swap is coming here and a runner up against the Mirage. Not gonna work out for DMAS, and after this utility management they will leave that side. They could leave that side and wait for the cooldowns of their utils, the main utils. Surely.
I will bring down the might. No one will bar my path.
So Haze using this smoke bomb to be invisibility. And 7. I think he's feeling that unstoppable roll above the mid on the first lane of the play, and now he's just leaving that out. Has the Paradox and Kelvin, they were in charge of that kill, in case if 7 could go a bit deeper. But he's still defending the lane of the mid side. 20 minutes on the timer and another Arn is coming on here. Infernus stacked on that bridge, but he will take the Arn and... or not. He's not gonna do that. Interesting. Psycho is still going somewhere alone. Maybe he's gonna try to beat someone with himself, and maybe there will be a good turn to get a soul kill instead. And Paradox with a Whale Walker also hiding behind this one. And Arn will be on the road of the ice path. Oh, the Ricochet for the Infernus also listed, and that's gonna be a huge addition of a firepower for the DMS by this moment. But Paradox with the Yamato should stay alive. They have no chance to die like this. You have to regroup, you have to start to play, you have to do something. The ulti by the Yamato being used. Another charge up with a pick off on the Warden. What a beautiful ulti for the Infernus, and stunned by the 2 players. But look, Haze is hunting the Mirage and he TP'd away. Unfortunately for the mikaels and Geist, he's out of the competition, and lystic also get down after the Bobicom was washed up on that deep side. And the Walker will knock down with assist by Zorgi, and Abicom Ivy on the Viscous. Step by step, 4 men for the one guy, and another worker is going down. DMAS. What's they want to do? Like another working destroy? Like here? Or are you gonna go on the right flank because Psycho wasn't able to stay alive for a long time against the 7 there. So there is no Walker. What he was doing there then? Maybe Psycho was trying to get a solo kill instead? That's the interesting part. The refresher for him, cold front, a couple more improvements by the spirit power and cooldowns, right? Play with me with the Hunter's Aura and Spirit Armor to stay alive in unstoppable mode, and the metal skill in terms of the long-term fight. Hex and the Whale Walker on the Paradox is not a new feature as well. Torment Pulse for the Viscous with the duration extended and Mystic with Trambili. Oh, the Terror ship on the Infernus with the Toxic Doors also listed as a core. And DMS looking for the gank on the left side area, but nobody was there, unfortunately. So Paradox tipping directly from the left side onto the right to keep pushing this lane, maybe. And about Arn, it's gonna be respawned about 28 minutes or something like this. Mid boss have to be somewhere above that as well. Oh, Warden. I think he have to be out of that play, yeah. But Yamato charging another ulti. Charge up into the fight and taking down Dynamo, but look how much open it's against the Yamato right here, and Yamato will be bumped off of that play against the 4 enemies. We can't call that so greedy play, but Psycho being Psycho sometimes with that Yamakasi one, you know. And mid boss been respawned, 45 minutes. And Arn also has been respawned close to the left side of the map. I think there will be a easy picking up of Orn for buff enjoyers, but do they really want to deploy this or instead of a contest and capture the mid boss fight? Yeah, they will outgive that. Probably an Ivy in charge of a dash and stun lock of this Arn, but ulti for the Psycho and Arn being deployed, and another pick up of buff for the DMAS will be also included. So fair enough, trade by the trade, but in terms of that timer and that late game status, Orn is not really worth it, to be honest. The buff after the mid boss, ooh, what a cute disarm by the Ivy, and the sole target play by the play with me brings that advantage by the 1 man. And you have to snowball that, to keep snowball that. You should not leave that for free. And that's That's what's happening here over the mid area, because Warden was a bit far way up to the mates, and that was a great stun by the Walker, but more and more start happening here by the ultis and stuff from the DMAS side. And they were hiding by this Orb of 7, because this ability usually delivers a lot of issues, a lot of problems. Apex and Haze by the play with me is going to take down this Walker and I'll push the enemies that deep. DMAS, they are conquering to finish up this grand final with their own head up and a crown on top of their head. This crown will be pretty good for them. Alright, they're giving another chance for the Bavengers to regroup together. And maybe we're gonna take a look into another fight between two of those teams before that. In terms of the builds, duration extender, or what is that? Just spirit armor as well. He's unlocked another spot. Maybe that's gonna be another damage artifact, and let's stick to someone else. While we're taking a look into that, another spirit armor is happening for the Infernus. Lystic has not any extra slots for the flags items. The buff the reducer and a crippling headshot with a ricochet for Sharik on Mirage. Interesting. 7 with the metal skill, mystic soul. I think he has a chance to slide into the fight and put his own ulti on in the hottest point of the play. But it's gonna be that hard because Haze will focus up you immediately with a burst, extremely good burst fire damage. That's the issue.
The rejuvenator has expired.
Yeah, too much spirit armors, that's absolutely true, but that's the meta, that's the reality. You have to work with that. A couple of farms moments for the neutral creeps inside of the enemy side, and there's gonna be. Will it be a fight here? I assume DMS not interested to get in fight without any objectives. They want to bait an enemy side team so much, or find an open frag somewhere else. Start to snowball by the advantage based on the player difference. Swapping the lane, and there is a fight on the rune bridge. And Psycho turning into the Yamato, jump in by the hook. How much damage this Geist will reflect herself, and another jump up of the Lash, but there is the ulti and play with me, just knock them down all. All of the teams of above and your team being deleted by the play with me with the ulti and a couple more assist things from the sides. Oh, Ivy just make a fake stepping towards the drop over the roof and back on top of that by the second, but there is no time to respawn. I have no ideas. Will it be the end, or somehow 7 with the Ivy will defend that throne together? It looks like the end for me. The finish of the game and the grand final will be set for the DMS. They deserve that win so much. They will pass through the rough matchups over the group stage, and now over the playoff. It was the same, but they are going to conquer, they're going to dominate, they're going to the win, guys. And Tron, Sapphire Patron will be released just in a moment. A beautiful ultimate by 7, but Tron is under the focus, and DMS will be our winners for the DMS, and they're becoming a truly big winners of this event. And there was a nice game anyways from the side of Above Endurance team. They've been showing a great attitude, a great behavior, and